no, that's not what I want to do. How are you, everyone? Pastor Julia,
Hello.
why do you always remove down your glasses?
Because I only use my glasses when I need to see. When I need to see clearly.
It's
It's
actually
not
for
for,
you to see.
it's not something I like to use always, all the time. I only bring it out when I have to I need to see something closely.
Wow, but it's really cool. It,
Okay.
over the weekend I did my hair somehow, and then my one of my friends saw the photo and goes, "Only you can pull that hair. You can
Off.
only you can do that." Only I was laughing my head off. Says nobody else can. Who cares? Whatever makes you comfortable. I don't care. And plus, I had no options. But that's all I've got. So can't
Yeah.
bother. But it's very good. Good to see you. Happy New Month, as we say
Happy
in
New
Nigeria.
Month, as we
Happy
say
New
in
Month.
Nigeria, yes.
Yes, to everyone that might be watching us. And last week was powerful. It was good. And
Yeah.
again, I always say, Pastor Juliana, thank you so much, because um, sometimes 9 o'clock, not 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock, people are dragging and still stuffy to get out of bed,
Yes.
but you are up and bright and sharp as if you are in Australia. So amazing grace, amazing
Okay,
grace. So
thank you. Thank
we
you.
thank
Thank you,
you.
Pastor Tammy. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, last week was awesome.
Yep, it was.
And for the people that might have watched the last week program, is about the trauma that we talk about, how you have trauma and you might not be able to actually uh, realize you got it. And we gave
Yep.
instances where, even me personally, I was had something locked inside of me and did not realize it, because we always spiritual people and you just mask it, not mask
Mm-hmm.
intentionally, but because you want to stay afloat, you want to
Mm-hmm.
use the power of Jesus that can get rid of everything. But there are
Mm-hmm.
some things that the Lord has given us wisdom, has given us
Mm-hmm.
specialists,
Mm-hmm.
they're giving them wisdom also to be able to help us to each other. And so, but one thing I want us to look at, I know as a therapist, as also Pastor Juliana, waiting to be let in. Where did she go?
Yeah, she's waiting to be let in.
Yes, so Professor Mimi is trying to log in, and 1 second. I don't know what I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I sent exactly the same.
Yeah, but maybe you should see somewhere that says Professor Mimi is waiting to be let in. You can just click let her in.
I didn't. There's nothing there. I didn't see when you came in. I was able to log you
Seeing
in.
it.
Hmm.
Okay, maybe she tries again.
Yeah, I'm trying to resend her the. Yeah, she's trying to log on. If that's what is given again today, then that's sad. Okay, let me try share invite from here. Um, invite guest. I'll copy that. I'm sorry, I have to do this quickly. I I'm so sorry about that.
Can we just go ahead because
Yeah, we have to go ahead. Yeah, why she's doing that, I don't know. I don't know how that happened, but anyway, sorry for that rude
delay?
delay rude delay from my side. So this week, I want Dr. Professor Pastor Juliana
Pastor.
to talk to us about, I thought migrants, as migrants, that we are, it seems as if we're all traumatized as well, because migrants, I'm looking, for example, us, we came from Africa, where we are all traumatized. So our trauma still comes with us to the Western world, which even makes it more, harder for us to sustain ourselves in this side of the on this side of the world. I'm just thinking, what should we be looking
Manage.
at? In my opinion, it's like all of us should go through therapy once we
Okay,
land.
okay, Pastor Temi.
Mm,
Like I said, like I have been preaching for some since I came to this realization that we come from diverse backgrounds. We had
mm,
diverse experiences growing up. And like we said last week, sometimes it may not even be something negative. It could just be something like people getting all they want growing up, having things the way they want them growing up. And they grow up with that mindset, believing that what they want, they should get. All of that has a way of affecting our relationships. So, if we are going to look at it from that perspective, everybody needs some form of awareness and some form of acceptance, because the things that we grew up with might
mm,
play out, in our adult life in such a way that they begin to hinder our relationships with our significant others in our adult lives.
mm,
More so when we have to move from one culture to another, from one continent to another, from one country to another,
mm,
where cultures differs, where interactions differ, where things are looked at from different perspectives.
mm.
Sorry.
That's okay.
There has to be some form of orientation so that people get to align with their new reality. And so, if you're thinking of everybody or all migrants
Mm,
going through therapy, everybody might not agree with you. People might feel like you say, people might feel that, why? Okay, I'll give you a typical example. I was
mm.
talking with somebody over the weekend, and she believes that her husband needs therapy, but she does not want to hear that she needs therapy.
Ah,
She does not want to. She's living in denial. She does not believe. In fact, when I mentioned that, all right, so your husband needs therapy, but you too, she said, what? You could hear the tone, the anger in her voice was saying, what makes you think I
ah.
need therapy? Yes. Now, this person that we are talking about,
He's educated.
her, she's educated. It's her mom gave birth to her and abandoned her. She was
Oh,
raised by her grandma and her
ah,
aunt. In fact, it was said that as a child, when she said as a baby, as an infant, not a child, as an infant, when she began to cry and there would be no milk, her aunt, who was a young girl at the time but already had breast, but she was a young girl. She wasn't married. She had not given birth before. I don't think she even had breast milk. but she had to be giving this woman as a baby. She was giving her breast to suck just to pacify her. That is how bad the matter was. Yet she does not believe that she needs therapy. She does not
Yes.
see eye to eye with her mother. If her mother comes to live with her, give them 2 days. After the first 2 days, it will almost be physical. They will almost like box each other physically.
Oh,
They will shout at each other on top of their voice. There will be a shouting match every other day. She does not live with her mother for 1 week without having a shouting match at least 2 times within the week. Yet she doesn't believe she needs therapy. She doesn't. As I speak with you, she doesn't. So,
wow.
yes. So, a lot of us, the awareness has to be created in a way that
Yes,
people will get to understand
that's right.
that there are lots of things that we carry around that we do not even know we are carrying them. And that if we do not win ourselves, if we are not purged of those things, those images,
Oh, my, I can't believe it. Wow.
to relate with other people. So if we're talking in terms of migrant, okay, I agree. Probably there could be like a program where it becomes mandatory to say, okay, if you have come into this country as a migrant, there is an orientation program. Like I said the last time, like if you get
Mm,
into the university, the
mm,
student is there's usually that
it
first
is.
week where there is an orientation week where
Mm,
students are taken through
yeah,
the lifestyle in the university, the culture of the university environment, the what is accepted and what is not, what is
yeah,
what you should do, the new things that you're going to be seeing in this new environment. You're going to learn that this environment you have come into is not the same as the environment you're coming from. In this environment, this is the way things are done, and this is the
mm,
things that are acceptable, and these are the things that are not acceptable. And if you want to succeed in this environment, you will have to learn new tricks, new way
yeah,
of life, imbibe the new culture, and
mm,
generally, you know, um, be orientated with the way things are done in this new environment. So if we're looking at it from that angle, I'll agree that okay, there should be a program. It may not necessarily be called a therapy session. It could be called an orientation for migrants. So where you have orientation for migrants, where every migrant will be put through a particular program where they will be given an insight into how things are done in this new environment, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. So all of those things are put together in some form of a program. It could be like a 2 weeks, a 3 weeks, a 4 weeks program where every migrant, I mean, it becomes part of the process.
yeah,
So it is done as part of the process. So if you're going to come into this country, if you have been given a visa, a residency, or whatever it is you're coming to study, this is the program you're going to go through. If you're coming to this country to go to school as a student, within the period you'll be in school, you have to go through this program to acquaint you with the way things are done in this climate. So
yeah,
that way, people go through that program and learn how to be accustomed and to adapt to their new environment. Now, when that is done, if a person is going to stay for a longer period, like it's going to be a residency, there should be another program to take it to the next level. Where people are saying, okay, if this is in this new phase, this is what you need to do again. So let's say the initial time you came in as a student, you had like a 3 weeks orientation program, of course, which is therapy, but it's not called therapy. It's called
right.
orientation program to acquaint the person with the culture the person has come into. Now, let's say the person is done with school and probably for some reason the person is given a residency status where the person has to get a job and
Mm,
get to work. So to be able to, you have been given a job, to be able to go into this new phase of a person who resides in this country and is working in this country, you need another kind of orientation, another kind of
Agree.
familiarization with the work environment, with work
Very good.
ethics, with all those kinds, so that the person gets to know what is acceptable as a person who resides in this country permanently, as a person who is going to be waking up every morning and going to work and coming back. There are certain things that are required. Now, permit me to say, in this program, while this program is ongoing and people are being assessed, it will become obvious, it could become clear that this person needs some form of professionalized kind of therapy. Do you
Yeah,
understand?
I do.
Yeah. So while we have
Exactly.
a general orientation for everybody, there is an assessment. In the course of the assessment, it will become clear that, okay, this person might need some form of deeper trauma informed therapy. This person might need this kind of therapy. Okay, so it could be therapy from, like we said the other day, it could be acute trauma, it could be complex
Chronic.
trauma, it could be chronic trauma. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that way the person could be referred to a deeper, more intense therapy depending on what the person needs.
Yeah.
But when we say to people that, okay, everybody come, everybody needs therapy, we are going to put you through therapy, you'll find people protesting and telling you, I don't need therapy, I don't have a problem, I don't have
Mm.
issues, I am fine, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, so
Wow.
that is what I think. I think that for migrants, there should be some form of orientation program. You
Right.
know, it is
Mm.
the designer, the developers of that program will then know what and what to incorporate into the program that will bring out whatever will be inherent in each of the participants. So the program is drawn in such a way that they are um, they are talked through some of these
Holistic.
known trauma. Yes, holistic, exactly. It's like a generalized kind of thing where
Yeah.
everybody is involved. You know, all the migrants are taken through the program, and then in the course of the program, because sometimes when somebody is talking to you and said that when people, okay, so you said when people come from a place where um you have to wake up, you have to fight for everything, they become accustomed to fighting for everything. So to them, life becomes a matter of survival.
Yeah.
But in this environment, it is not a matter of survival, it's a matter of living. The difference between living and survival is, in this climate, light is not for the privileged. Everybody gets light. So
Attitude.
you do not have to get your own power source. The power source that is supplied by government is paid for at certain times. The only thing that will deprive you from getting this power is when you do not pay your bill. So if you want to have constant power supply, you have to pay your bills. And in this
Right.
climb, we do not chase consumers. We do not go from door to door like we do in Nigeria. NEPA bill has
And,
come.
and cut it.
Although, thank God, now we exactly. Now we have the prepaid meters and all of that. So you do not have to wait for someone to come to chase you to pay NEPA bill. And then when they chase you in the night, you go take down the cable and reconnect the cable. In this climb, it is not done like that. In fact, here you do not even see the cables. Once your bill is paid, you get power supply. When your supply is out, your power is cut off. Work to keep your power supply coming. So all of those things. So somebody says, I say, oh wow, I don't have to wait for NEPA, like we call the power supply agency in Nigeria. I do not have to wait for the electricity company to come remind me to pay my bill. I have to watch to see that once the bill comes in the mailbox, I pay it. Otherwise, my light will go off. Once that
Yeah.
person knows, the person will know that, okay, back home, that thing that was happening to me back home is trauma.
It is. Imagine.
So the person will now be able to accept it from that angle. And like I said earlier, in the course of that orientation, instruments are given, forms are given to people to fill, and as they answer the question, it becomes obvious about who just needs just that brief therapy, also known as orientation, or who needs deeper, more specialized therapy tailored towards special needs that people may need to be purged of, before they are fully integrated into the society. So that's my take, and that's what I think.
Fact. In fact, you are too good. Oh my gosh, I'm listening to you. You are so good. Exactly what
Thank
you
you.
said. Everything you said, it's spot on. And I'll tell you why. So I've got people that I'm working with as well. When you said when they come orientation, so the disadvantage that people that are learned have in this part of the world is they don't get orientation because they come in as a skilled migrant, they come in as a professional.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are coming as a refugee or some other, you know, avenue rather than professional, they give them this
Mm-hmm.
orientation. They even work with them, show
Mm-hmm.
them where, you know, where the post office is, where the landmark, everything they tell
Mm-hmm.
them,
Mm-hmm.
teach them. But us that came here as a educational fellow, they didn't. There's nothing
Mm-hmm.
like that. So we get that disadvantaged. We get
Yes,
disadvantaged. And what you said also is, even though we speak English and all that, you know, our accent is different. Our language is still
exactly.
different. Do you speak American English or British English or whatever? So what you said about after the initial orientation to identify the area before they go to work. So we go to work and we're
Mm-hmm.
speaking a different type of language and people don't understand us at all. So it depends on
Culture
where
shock.
you or amazing culture shock. And then you get upset and said, I'm speaking English. They go, you know, like, pardon me, what did you just say? I can hear you. And
Ex-
you're getting upset and
exactly.
you this is a doctor. You go home and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't think this is my, you know, you take it out on your wife, you take it on your husband or your children. So again, today, only today, I was educating a gentleman that's just gotten a job. He's a professional, but he has to go, you know, get a low paid out of course job. And I was telling him the kind of language you have to use when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to also educate him that when you speak, you can speak slowly because if you fast, you know, when they are fast, you can hear them. When you are fast, that's where they can hear you. So
They
then
can't
at
hear
least you're
you.
the exactly. So only today I was trying to talk to him about how to speak, and I mean I do all that, but I like what you said about not accepting it. People don't accept it. The
No,
scenario
people
you paint,
don't.
see the scenario you painted. This is why I like this show. I really like this show because I get a deeper insight that I can't even imagine. Like with the picture you painted, I will never have thought that someone that went through all this, I will assume is somebody that hasn't gone through that much. You know what I'm trying to say? So I had a
Mm-hmm.
client also. She had a stroke many years, like 3 years ago, and she's inside the house. She's got three little children or four little children. She's got a husband. She's young, early 30s, and
Oh.
she's at home for 3 years with, you know, nothing was functioning anymore. It was really bad. So I was saying to her that, have you ever seen a therapist before? She said, no, I
Yeah,
don't
it's
want a
difficult.
therapist. Does it mean that I'm meant to? She said to me. And I said, anybody will be meant to have
Good.
gone through what you've
Exactly.
gone through. I said me, I haven't got any
You've
stroke, but
been through for 3 years.
I still
It will
I
be
still go to
hard.
therapy. I still have my psychologist, you know, I still have my therapist. And I said a few things that I never knew, you know, I had. They were trying to bring it out of me, and I realized it, and I'm delivered. So you pray. I said to her, I'm very spiritual. And then, but I understand also that these specialists, they're there for a reason. And I said, you know, so you need to see a
Mm-hmm.
therapist. But I thought she only had a stroke. But what you said was somebody that was abused by people that were all these things, and she still said she doesn't need therapy. Oh my gosh.
No,
This
she said she
this is
doesn't.
why. Yeah,
She
no,
but she tells you emphatically it's a very serious fight in her home. In fact, it's a divorce. They are at the brink of divorce. She insists that her husband needs therapy and that she doesn't.
oh, wow.
She doesn't.
She really, really does need it. So, it's surprising. It's really surprising that level of disadvantage or trauma that you've been through, and you say you don't need the therapy. It's incredible. But I also like what you said that we will not call it, because these our people are well educated. They are, they know it all. So don't call it therapy or whatever,
Therapy.
or
Hmm.
yeah.
Don't call it
So
therapy. Call it therapy, they won't come.
they
Especially
won't come.
the professionals like you talked about, those who come as professionals. They won't come.
Mostly they professional. Recently somebody was saying to the wife that how women, they socialize, they connect, they integrate very quickly, quicker than the male
The
counterpart.
man.
So this woman, she's connected a little, not a lot, just a little, like even 10%, but the husband is zero. Anyway, they start to work. When they start working, it was the wife that start working first. So they open an account on the wife's name. They are both working now, but the wife is still doing better. But she's not able to use $10 to buy, foundation for herself or whatever. So only recently she's asking for some small amount of money so that she can buy something for herself from the common purse.
For
And
herself.
then the husband said,
First.
"You are going Westerner. If she wants to do anything, you are getting Westerner." And the problem is so bad because this man, I don't know if he's low
The
self-esteem.
He's afraid. He's afraid. No, he has the phobia for the Western culture. It is a phobia that he doesn't
Wow.
even know he has. So everything is looking like westernization to him now. It is a
Ha.
phobia. He is afraid. He has heard the stories that when women go abroad, they begin to disrespect their husbands, they begin to do this. So he is guiding against, he wants to guard against it, but he is doing it overboard. And he doesn't even know that it's overboard. He doesn't
It's
know. It's a
overboard.
phobia and he needs therapy for it. It's a phobia and he has not identified it as phobia.
Wow. Wow. You see, you have phobia for Western world, but you are in the Western world. Why are you here? You think you're not going to progress? You think you're going to remain, your wife is going
He
to
wants to
remain
be
where, as a baby, or
the same
where
person.
exactly. So really, some other options for therapy before we start our orientation thing and all that, that we could say, that I always say to people, is find a connection. It could be in the church. It could be find one
Exactly.
person that you can trust and you can share with. Find somebody. So, Pastor Julie, what other um, suggestion or can you give to us,
Okay.
people?
Okay. Like you said, normally when we say therapy, I agree that when we say therapy, we could be talking about a professional therapy. But what's
Yeah.
therapy? What's psychotherapy? Psychotherapy simply means talk therapy, where someone opens a person's eyes to all that there is in the situation and helps the person see alternatives and help the person see why a particular way of thinking or behaving is affecting the person's life negatively. That's therapy. Just opening your eyes and helping you to see that this thing you're doing is affecting your life negatively. But there are other ways to get what you want without being this way. So let's use the guy you mentioned at the last example you gave as an analogy. Let's say the guy who is saying that the wife is becoming more Western in her
Yes,
behavior.
yes.
So the guy should just, all he needs is for somebody to get him to understand that the way you're going about this thing, you're beginning to make your wife uncomfortable. Because whether it is in the Western world or in in the third world or wherever it is, every human being loves to look good. Everybody loves to look good.
And it's
And
not even
when you
overly.
walk,
She's not even asking for too much. She's not
exactly,
asking for too much at all.
when you walk, you need to be able to look your part, look like someone who works, who earns an income. It will give you some kind of confidence amongst your peers. It will make
Mm,
you feel worthwhile. I mean,
mm,
it is an evidence that you earn this income and you can look after yourself from it. It's not about becoming Western. It's about becoming a human being. Every human being, see, even if it is a 1 year old baby, once you dress the baby well, you see that the baby's movement will change. You see that the baby will begin to do somehow. Why? We all love to look good. So if your
yeah,
wife is working, she should be allowed to look good. It will make her feel well, both psychologically, emotionally, and physically. So
yeah,
that is what the man needs. That's therapy. So it does not have to always come from a professional
I
certified
like that.
therapist.
I like
It
that.
could be someone who has the clarity on the more understanding than you do, whom who has your best interest at heart. Like you said, somebody you're
Yeah.
connected to. It could be your community. It
Mm,
could be in church. It could be a mentor. That's another angle I want to look at. Let's let people begin to like have mentors. So you see this couple, they have been here before you. They are older than you are, even if they are younger, but they are successful in whatever it is they are doing. Why don't you get close to them and get to know them and get to know their secrets, what they are doing? I am not saying you will copy them verbatim, but I am saying you will learn from them and learn that they have a secret that is working for them. And if things must work for us, we need a secret. How do we find our secret? By eradicating the ones that are not working. I say to people, I said, as a couple, you must have a formula that works for you. Now, if you are doing something in a particular way and it is affecting your relationship with your spouse, that formula is not working. It is not working. You have to put it aside and try something else until you get the one that works for where both of you are comfortable and you're not fighting each other and there is no tension in your home and things are running smoothly. That becomes your formula. So when people get people who speak into their life like that, it is some form of therapy. You don't have to go to a professional if you're not comfortable with it. You could connect with people, connect with the people who come from your society, your where you're coming from back home, like your tribal groups and all of that, and then in church or in places of worship, in case you're not a Christian, in other places of worship, connect with other people and get to learn and then share. Somebody you trust, unburden to the person and let the person give you counsel. Now, I know that counsel sometimes if it's not coming from professionals, it has a way of probably jeopardizing or upsetting things. If the counsel you're given is upsetting things in your home, you may think about setting it aside and looking for something else. But by all means, work with your spouse. It is your partner and yourself against the world, not you against your partner. I'm talking about for those who are married. But for every individual who's coming into a new climate, a new environment, there is a need to connect with the people who are on ground already, people who are or who already have this experience, people who have learned over the years, acclimatized and become accustomed to the way things are done and how they have managed their successes over time and ask questions. How do I navigate this? What do I do about this? This is what I am experiencing. What would you have me do? All of that is some form of therapy because it has a way of unburdening the mind and then setting a person free from psychologically, setting a person free psychologically.
fantastic. I like what you said about finding a formula. I think most of the time They don't have a formula. So that is a nugget that you just dropped there. People don't have any formula at all. So really, it's a formula, and we can give tips of what those formula look like. When
Could be okay.
yeah, so when things are shared, we have a lot of formulas that we use. When you say it's a no, 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 you're crossing the boundary now, and I'm serious about what I'm saying, because a lot of times, we take ourselves for granted. We just think, I know somebody that was saying to the wife, "You're killing me, I'm dying." Not somebody, two people. Did you know, sister, that they both died?
Hmm. That's
These
deep.
two people, they were saying, that is why when somebody said to me, "Now I'm dying, I can't take
Oh,
it." They said, "I'm dying." They told me, "I'm dying." My brother said, I will, this woman is going to kill me. I think I'm done. And I said, "Brother, where are you going to go at 60 plus? You've been married." I didn't know. I thought it was a joke. Do you know that? Not even 7 days after that, he died. My
oh my
brother died.
goodness.
Yes. And
Oh
another
my
person
goodness.
also said, so when people, especially men, when men, they don't joke with words. I already know now. They don't, when
Exactly.
they say,
Yes, 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 yes.
it took me a while for me to know. When they say, "I'm dying," my dear, listen, calm down, find a formula to be able to address this issue.
Exactly.
Other one told me, "I'm dying. My wife will kill me. She's unrepentant. She's going to kill me. I thought it was a joke. Again, he died. So
Hmm.
now nobody tells me I'm dying and I'll be quiet. Never.
Take it quite
Never.
lightly.
Not likely.
And
So when people,
you know the irony, Pastor Temi. Usually people do not know that when the other person dies, the living person does not begin find life. Life does not become more easy for the person.
it's even more
Do you know?
miserable for both of them.
Exactly.
Terrible.
Exactly. When their partner finally dies, they become miserable.
Hmm. I know. Very
So
bad.
the best thing is to find something to make it work. If the person
Hmm.
says I am dying, look into it. Take it serious. It is
Take it
possible that they are
serious.
dying.
Exactly. And if you
Hmm.
cannot both live together as husband and wife, if God has not joined you together for one reason or the other, it's good to be alive and to be at peace and separate nicely and not nastily
Exactly.
again. Because if you separate or divorce
Exactly.
nastily again, somebody is going to die miserably from the pain of that. But if you agree together and say, we don't need to kill each
Mm-hmm.
other, nobody needs to die for this, for the sake of our children. You can go apart if you have children, and for your sanity, but we can work together separately, but this cannot work. It's okay. All this bitterness and killing one another, I think is
It's
unnecessary,
okay.
so that's what I would say. But I think
It is unnecessary.
of time. Oh my gosh, Pastor
Wow.
Julie, you are too good.
It's
You are
been an interesting one.
yeah, and the experience you've got
Thank
is
you.
the
Thank
one
you.
that
Thank you, Pastor Tim.
a lot of this we don't even get it here. We don't get those kind of high level of exposure and that you have to people.
Mm,
Because people will hide, but you were able to get through to them, and working with some difficult people, amazing people. Wow.
mm.
Well done, Pastor, so much, my sister. I appreciate you. I appreciate your
Thank you,
time
Pastor
again.
Tim. Thank
You've
you.
given us all the nuggets that we so needed. I appreciate you. So I hope you viewers, we're not joking here. We're talking from experience, from statistics, from our own exposures as well.
Yes.
Take heed. Take heed to some of this advice. If you know you are not living a life, Pastor Julie, you said something about there are some people that are living. There are some people that are, what's the opposite of not living? Uh,
Some
the,
people who that are living, some are existing, some are
yeah,
living, and some are just existing.
let us live. Let us live. There's
Let
more
us
to life.
live.
Let us live.
Let's live
We're
and not
gonna,
exist.
yeah, please. Gonna say bye bye for now. See you next week.
Thank you so
Appreciate.
much. Thank you for having me, Pastor Temi. Thank you.
Fire,
Regards to everyone.
fire.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. See you next week. Ciao.
Bye.